time facing each other? Oh, I know emotions are always high in duels, but how was it facing your brother's squad?
Well, it's always fun. You know, we decided when I got the head job here in Fairbury that we needed to wrestle each other. Growing up as kids, we competed in everything, and so when we became coaches, it just followed suit that we wanted to compete against each other. And we were able to get the first two, and they've kind of thumped us the last 3 times. Last year was a really fun one. It came down to the last duel, the last match, and they beat us by 3, I think. And so, you know, it's just fun to have them in Fairbury. We actually grew up coming to Fairbury. Our grandma was a teacher here, and so has a little nostalgia to it too. But anytime you can compete against your twin brother, you got to take advantage of that.
Well, I mean, anybody that gets into coaching because they love the competition aspect of it, and you know, we're family through and through. You know, we got the same blood running through our veins. As soon as the whistle blows, though, it's back to coaching. You know, the mutual respect, though, I think is what's different between a match like this and wrestling against somebody else. Not that we don't have mutual respect for other coaches in the state, but it's obviously different. But once the whistle blows, it's a wrestling tournament, and when it's over, we're back to being best friends and brothers, and that's how we see it, I think.
Obviously, you guys coached together, grew up together. You probably have the same, you know, philosophy when it comes to techniques, how you coach your kids. So styles clash. How do you kind of deal with that as coaches, and how do you prepare for each other, if you will?
Well,
considering you're so similar.
We are. We come from the same background. You know, we both kind of carved out our own niche, you know, in the coaching profession. He went out to the Panhandle, picked up some Western stuff. I went up north in Ainsworth, picked up some Northern stuff. You know, and so yeah, we have the same background, but there's some differences that we like to coach our kids. Obviously, when you grow up together and spend, you know, we started wrestling in kindergarten all the way through high school with the same coaches, you're going to have similar styles. But we've each kind of carved out our own niche, which is fun. But he hit the nail on the head. I think the first time we wrestled each other was the hardest. And as it goes on, you kind of, once the whistle blows, it's you're wrestling another team, you know, and you kind of forget who's sitting across from you once in a while until I glance over there and see him sitting there. It's kind of an odd feeling sometimes, but it's a pretty cool experience, to say the least.
Darin, same thing for you. How is that aspect, since you're so similar techniques, philosophies, and going against your kids? And,
yeah, I tell you,
coach, you prepare for certain styles. Yeah, this team's going to do this kind of stuff. So, how do you go about that?
Well, sometimes it can be hard. When you have, let's say you have kids in your room that wrestle each other a bunch and they know each other's styles really well, sometimes it might negate their moves. I mean, just almost knowing too much about your opponent can be a little bit of a hindrance. We know not only the things they do, but we know their kids really well too, and they do the same with ours. You know, we've been on multiple trips with his kids and our kids, and so we've coached each other's kids over the years too at some of these big tournaments, and it can make it a little bit difficult because you almost outcoach yourself sometimes. I think when you think that you know as much as you do about the other kid, you can outcoach yourself. So it's just going back to basics, doing what you do best, and they're going to do what they do best, and some of it's going to be similar, but at the end of the day, you just got to wrestle that match. So.